Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. BShooter94 here. We are on the go-home show of Halloween Havoc. WCW Monday Nitro, checking in with 4,100 people in our pre-show bout. Abyss gets the win over Sean Stasiak in about 10 minutes with a black hole slam. Abyss and Stasiak have great chemistry, so that's different. And James Mitchell did good work at ringside. Abyss is going to be on the main roster very shortly. So we're just trying to get him any momentum possible that we can before the debut on TV. So 39 rating there. Stasiak just a jobber at this point. And we open the show with little Guido and the militia in the ring. And he demands that Rey Mysterio get out here and fight him because he felt embarrassed last week that Mysterio came and saved Pinpoint from the beatdown. So he wants Mysterio right now for a fight. 50 rating out of Guido. Mysterio and Pinpoint come on out, and Mysterio says, "See, Guido, you're not so tough when you have 3-on-2, but when you even up the sides, you get all defensive all of a sudden. So tonight, Guido, I'm going to prove to you and every fan in here that you got that little man syndrome, sir. You got that Napoleon, where you think you are the biggest man in the world, and you're really not." And Mysterio, which is kind of funny him saying this, because he's the smallest guy in professional wrestling right now. So Mysterio is going to show something to Guido here, 65 rating. Okay. And about that, great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Little Guido in 11:28 by pinfall to top rope Hurricane Rana. 72 out of Guido, 83 out of Mysterio. Good chemistry, good. Lack of chemistry. Who is my road agent? Arn Anderson. I don't think it gets much better than that, but okay, 74 rating. Good match to open the show. Mysterio and Guido are going to be kind of going through their little battle now. The feud's kind of started. Going forward, I think this is going to be the feud for Mysterio going into Starrcade. Him and Guido have good chemistry, so I think that's where we're going to go for Starrcade with Mysterio. And it gives Guido kind of some time away from the Cruiserweight title and kind of develops him as well into something that, makes him just more of just like a low mid-carder guy. Him and Ray are going to put on a great match, so good stuff. We got two graphics for the two, I say, co-main events for Halloween Havoc. We got Booker T facing off against Ric Flair at Halloween Havoc. Loser must leave WCW. So, big move here. We're either losing Booker or Flair after Halloween Havoc for the foreseeable future. As you know, professional wrestling, they're never truly gone. But I think we needed to make this storyline mean something and end in a good way. So, and then the other graphic is the WCW Championship match where Scott Steiner uses his rematch clause against the Icon Sting, and that's the main event for the WCW title. So 69 rating there. We cut to a backstage promo from Chris Kanyon talking about how Mike Awesome feels he has this upper hand on him, that he doesn't understand that just because he's 6'8", that he thinks he can just beat the best technical wrestler in professional wrestling. I took out Diamond Dallas Page, a multi-time WCW champion and United States champion, and I took him out. We haven't seen him since. So, Mike Awesome, if you really think you're just going to overpower Ken, you really don't understand the mind games and the mental capacity of Chris Kanyon. So 53 rating there. Canyon's kind of playing this like he's a heel, but he's not a heel. Like he's very, like he's slimy. Like he'll cheat to win, but he's not wrong in what he says. So, and a decent matchup. Chris Kanyon defeats CM Punk in 6 minutes with a flatliner. CM Punk I had to throw a babyface jobber on there from the developmental, and I want to give Chris Kanyon an easy win. I want to see also what Punk's performance would be against one of my best wrestlers, and not good. So Punk's not ready yet, and that's fine. I don't need him yet. Kanyon gets a good win heading into Halloween Havoc as he's defending his United States Championship against Mike Awesome. 65 rating, which is a little bit higher than I expected here, but good stuff. Post-match, Mike Awesome comes out, gives a stare down, points at Kanyon, declares that he is going to take that United States Championship from Kanyon as he walks away from the Titantron, and we go to commercial. Chris Kanyon's face, though, shows a little bit of fear from Mike Awesome, threatening that he's going to take that title on Sunday. 62 rating there. like I said in the last video, I'm not sure yet. I'm still battling on what the result of this match is going to be, but we'll see. We get a sit-down, side-by-side interview with Bischoff in the middle, Booker T and Flair. We start with Booker. Bischoff asks Booker, you guys were, I don't want to say good best friends, but you guys were very close, and it was like all of a sudden Booker, like the switch just kind of snapped on you, and you kind of just turned your back on Flair. And Booker T cuts him off and says, no, I didn't turn my back on Flair. Flair and the fans of WCW turned on me. I have been the guy who stood by WCW through all these tough times. Hogan, and then Flair, and then the NWO. I was a homegrown guy, and you guys just turned your back on me when WCW relaunched. You didn't care that Booker T was here, and now I'm going to make sure that you do. And then Flair cuts in and goes, what are you talking about, Booker? Just because you won the WCW championship in 2000 due to some very interesting shenanigans, you've never truly been the guy. I'm Ric Flair. I am professional wrestling. You're not just going to come in here and take Ric Flair out of WCW. And Bischoff kind of can tell it's starting to get a little heated here. And Flair talks about how Booker T is just a tag team wrestler who became slightly bigger than he thinks he is. And Booker T cuts him off and says if Flair didn't have his backup all those years as the Four Horsemen, he's an old man who needs to be taken out by the shed. And Bischoff steps in with security as we break up the brawl. 77 rating there. Good stuff here. Good final build for this. I do have the result already set up for what that finish is going to be. And I think it might be unexpected. So, good stuff. Oh, Lord. In a terrible match, the Nightbreed defeat Kevin Northcutt and Vordell Walker with nail in the coffin. This is just terrible. Vampiro 55. This is literally a job match that went so bad. Yeah, I got nothing positive to say about this. The Nightbreed get a win, I guess. But dang, I really messed this up. But that's okay. Nightbreed can recuperate. And then post-match, they talk about how they're going to bring the darkness to WCW and that their reign of darkness has begun. So I'm really not sure what that means and what they're trying to illuminate here, but obviously being a tag team, eventually they're going to find their way towards the tag team titles. So I'm interested to see where that kind of goes. So 46 rating there. And in a decent matchup, the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels defeats Kaz Hayashi in 10 minutes 23 seconds by pinfall with a surprise cradle due to distraction from Shane Helms. 60 rating out of Kaz, 51 rating out of Daniels, 55 rating on the board. Daniels is kind of turning himself into what you remember him from TNA in like 2003, 2004 as the Fallen Angel. And that's kind of where we're going with him at this point. He's really kind of trying to find himself. He's not really fully turned into the Fallen Angel, but he's starting to get a little momentum. 55 rating there out of him. And post-match, Shane Helms declares that he will defend his Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat match versus Christopher Daniels and Kaz Hayashi at Halloween Havoc. Kaz Hayashi's found himself in this Cruiserweight title feud, and Christopher Daniels has kind of interjected himself into it. And Shane Helms is going to be defending his title. So, I didn't want to do a triple threat match. I didn't think it was needed, but I kind of wanted to add a little something to this Cruiserweight division. And hopefully you're liking the fact that it's not just, the same guys like I talked about before. It's really trying to build new stars in the Cruiserweight division. So 58 rating there. Bischoff announces from his office that we will see the qualifier bracket for the the Mayhem match for Mayhem next month. There will be 6 men in the match, so 5 qualifying matches, as the WCW champion will automatically... there's 6 participants, and the winner of the 6-person match will face the WCW champion at Starrcade. Sorry, I just messed that all up, so make sure we have a comprehension on that. 6 people, 1 winner, 1 main event of Starrcade. 66 rating out of Bischoff. Kidman cuts a promo in the ring with Torrie Wilson, challenging Buff Bagwell in the ring right now. 40 rating out of Billy Kidman. He's embarrassed that Buff Bagwell keeps trying to hit on his girlfriend Tori Wilson, and Kidman's sick of it, and he wants an opportunity to take out Bagwell so him and Tori Wilson can move on with their lives. And in a decent matchup, Buff Bagwell and Billy Kidman drew in 7 minutes when, okay, that's not a time limit, but the reason why it was a draw was because Kidman went to do a suicide dive, and Buff Bagwell pushed Tori Wilson in the way instead of himself, so Kidman actually took out Tori. Buff a 52, Kidman a 57. Storyline advances, 58 rating on the board. This is a little bit of a different storyline than what I've been trying to do in WCW, but I wanted to add something here, and having Buff back on TV I think helps a lot, and it gives Kidman something here. I was tired of just doing the generic character, so I wanted to kind of do something with him. And post-match, Buff Bagwell kind of walks backwards, kind of in shock of what he just did, as Kidman and EMTs are kind of checking on Tori Wilson, and she's being put on a neck brace, or in a neck brace on a gurney. 41 rating there. Backstage, Little Guido was laying it into the militia, saying that if they lose on Sunday, he is going to replace them in the militia, and they will be banned. And that he will find people who actually can win and not fail him. So we have a weird segment here because Guido for the first time is showing signs of weakness towards his militia, and that he could replace them. So a lot of ramifications on this WWE Tag Team Championship match on Sunday, because it could be a changing of the guard in the militia already. So 51 rating there. In a decent matchup, the Road Warriors defeat those Southern boys in 6:41 when Road Warrior Animal pins Kid Cash after a powerbomb. Hawk and Animal drop 51s, Kid Cash a 56, Jamie Noble a 59. Obviously, the Road Warriors have excellent chemistry and a 57 rating on the board. Good stuff here. Road Warriors are really starting to pick up that momentum. Nash and Noble are great in-ring workers. Noble is going to get a repackaging coming up here. Cash is probably going to get released, I'm not going to lie, or he's going to just go to the Cruiserweight division, because this tag team is going to get broken up going forward. So, 57 rating on the board. We get a promo from Sean O'Haire backstage talking about, he's actually kind of sad that this feud has come to where it has with him and Chuck Palumbo. They were boys. They went through the power plant together. They became best friends. He thought we were brothers, And we won the tag team championships. We formed the Natural Born Thrillers with the rest of the gang. And then just to have Chuck Palumbo turn his back the way he did. Hit me with that beer bottle, trying to end my career, give me concussions that I can't recover from, possibly brain damage. I told myself when I came back I had one mission, and that mission was to take out Chuck Palumbo, and that's exactly what I'm going to do on Sunday when I get my opportunity at him. And he can't run, he can't hide. It's me and you, Chuck, and one of us is not walking away from this match. So 49 rating there from Sean O'Haire. Good stuff. Good little feud. Ooh, in a decent matchup, Tommy Dreamer defeats Chavo Guerrero Jr. by pinfall with a fast roll-up after distraction from Lance Storm. Tommy Dreamer sustains a damaged neck. I'm going to look into that. We might be losing Dreamer for a while. Chavo 62, Dreamer 51. Chavo came out looking good. That's good. 45 rating on the board. And, and we got a promo from Jeff Jarrett backstage talking about how Rob Van Dam thinks he has a leg up on the Chosen One, but that idiot doesn't understand that Jeff Jarrett's already 2 moves ahead of anything RVD even thinks of. He's so high on life, he can't even realize what's right in front of him, that the opportunity there that he is going to walk into on Halloween Havoc, and I'm going to be the one that walks out as the victor, the Chosen One, Jeff Jarrett. 63 rating there. Alright, and backstage we got Shane Douglas hyping Bam Bam Bigelow up for this big match against Bill Goldberg. Remember, now Shane Douglas and Goldberg are on a collision course for Sunday's Halloween Havoc, but Goldberg's got to take out Bam Bam Bigelow tonight to get to Shane Douglas. So, can Bam Bam hold down the honor of Shane Douglas, or will Goldberg rampage right through him? And about that great heat and decent wrestling, Goldberg defeats Bam Bam Bigelow in 10 minutes with a spear. 74 out of Goldberg, 49 out of Bam Bam. Not great display of selling, but that's okay. 58 rating on the board. And Goldberg is coming after Shane Douglas for sure. And we get our final segment of the night. well, one of them at least. The contract signing between Sting and Scott Steiner for the WCW Championship. Bischoff is the mediator. Sting and Steiner sign, no problem, or so we think. Steiner swings at Sting. Sting gets the baseball bat and beats down Steiner as Steiner goes running from the ring after the bat swing, and Sting stands tall to end the show, holding up the WCW Championship. And is that going to be the sight that we see at Halloween Havoc? Will Sting reign supreme yet again over Scott Steiner, or can Scott Steiner find his way to upset Sting and become WCW champion yet again? 68 rating on the final thing there. Let's see what we get for a score, though. I mean, I think we're going to get low 60s here, unfortunately. But let's see. 67. Okay. We increased popularity in 24 regions. We're still struggling in this part here, and I'm still baffled to try to figure out what's going on there. But we're getting there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this go-home show. I really tried to make it less about just six-man tags and all that stuff. I really tried to put emphasis on really building up the feuds, and I didn't feature all the guys I could have because, RVD didn't wrestle, Sting, Steiner didn't wrestle, Jarrett didn't wrestle, Booker and Flair didn't wrestle, Pinpoint didn't wrestle. So, there was a lot of guys that didn't need to wrestle on this show, and that's okay. Kanyon and Helms, awesome. Or Kanyon wrestled. Helms, awesome. So a lot of good stuff here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you are, please like the videos. It's really going to help me out a lot. And if you really are enjoying the videos, please subscribe too, because it makes me want to do this more, Like I've talked about in every video, I'm really trying to go as far as I can with this, and I need you guys to get me there. So if you're enjoying it, again, please show some love. And until next time on the next Nitro, or not the next Nitro, we got Halloween Havoc coming up. And Halloween Havoc's coming up. Hopefully, in the next couple days, you'll see that on line here. And hopefully, some of your predictions will be right. I bet you some of them won't be, and that's okay. But we'll see you there.